Well, I guess we'll start with names. My name is Camilla.
My name is Giselle.
My name is Evelyn.
My name is Bezowit.
What causes conflict? We just talked about this, but yeah, what causes conflict to you guys?
I mean, it could be disagreements, whether it's like internal or external.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
For me, well, not just for me, but usually it's for lack of communication, like not open honesty.
Yeah.
I agree.
The same thing for me, and also that applies to like my internal conflict. I feel like I I feel I have a hard time opening up to other people about my internal conflict. So for me, it's more internal conflict.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we also to mention like this internal and external. Like I don't know if like that was kind of clear. I just want to
Yeah.
make sure that like, we are aware that there's internal and external, and so we personally feel like there's more internal than external conflict that is more common, but that just depends on the person, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, is conflict inevitable, or you just search this up?
Unavoidable.
Unavoidable. Yeah.
No.
No.
It will always be inevitable because, again, like I feel like most people struggle with honesty. I think some people are better at it with others. Some people are better at it than others. But I don't know. It's always bound to happen in workplaces, in school, in your home, within yourself.
Yeah.
Life happens.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Also, like disagreements or like miscommunication. I feel like miscommunication is a big one because there's times where it's like you just don't interpret a situation correctly, or like the way you sometimes you don't present yourself the way you want to present yourself, and another person takes it the wrong way. Yeah.
Also, like going back to what Bezowit said. Also, going back to what Bezowit said, she said that it's hard to open up. Like how?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think I don't know why that is though.
It's definitely the lack of like because it's a scary world and we're
Yeah.
all aware of it. It's a scary world. You never know. People are constantly backstabbing. There's
Yes.
people that you literally just know from like their vibes. Like you just can't trust. And,
Yeah.
and it's normal to not trust. It's just you protecting yourself. It's just yeah.
Being
it's just
scared of how the person will react.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
kind of like self defense in a way, an emotional self defense.
Great way to put it.
I mean, I feel like you don't have to experience like betrayal from someone to close yourself up. Like if you're just not used to being open to others, like
Yeah.
I've never had a negative experience with like somebody like, oh my gosh, telling all my secrets, but I just like that's just not naturally who I am. Like
Yeah.
Same.
makes it harder.
Yeah, I get you. Do you guys think it's always negative? Like is conflict always negative?
I think it's not. Some conflict just happens because I just found happen like somebody could have conflict with I don't know a partner, family, and it turns out they end up fixing a problem that has been stuck around there in that area for a while. So it doesn't always have to be negative, but usually we do look at it negative because it includes being honest with one another, and a lot of us don't like that. So
Period. I feel like yeah, the way you put it is nice. Like we all see it as negative, but it doesn't mean it is negative.
It helps you grow.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just that little trip for you. Good thing.
I don't know if this applies to conflict, but I would say like failure leads to success.
yeah, it does apply.
Yeah, like making mistakes, and I love that. There was this one poster in my elementary school that's like you have to make mistakes to be able to learn, something like that. And I always like I try to remember that as much as I can because it's like sometimes like when you make a mistake, you cause there's that internal conflict again where like you feel less than when it's like it's not that big of a deal.
So if we look into social media and how conflict is portrayed on there, I would say a similar question to what we're talking about. This topic would be, what does the term digital literacy mean to you guys?
I think digital literacy is just being responsible with and like what you're putting out into the media because we're in a time now where like the most like simple things could like be misinterpreted. So in order to like sometimes yes we did say conflict was inevitable, but even if like somebody like says something about like what we post, we should respond in a respectful manner because it's gonna stay on there forever.
Digital footprint is real.
Mm,
Digital footprint is real. It'll come to haunt you.
Mhm.
Yeah, especially like how we're seeing now with cancel culture
Oh
and
yeah.
how like people are constantly bringing stuff up and like the past.
Yes.
When it's like people change, like
Yeah.
just because that was the past doesn't mean that's them now. And
Yeah.
people need to recognize that too.
You should read the quote from the NCDIT website.
Oh yeah. So from this website, the definition of digital literacy is the ability to use information and communication technologies to find, evaluate, create, and communicate information requiring both cognitive and technical skills.
Cognitive.
Oh, yeah.
I like that because it is. You have to be conscious of how you're presenting this message, especially without like body language.
Yes.
Body language is a big factor of how we
Yeah.
communicate because there's no punctuation
Yes.
the way we say things, but there is that punctuation with our body.
Yeah.
Knowing how to use punctuation marks, I think, in a digital setting is very important because
Yes,
it's going to change the way your message is written, your overall tone.
Yeah.
I think that's a good skill to have.
And also tone. Oh my gosh. Like you cannot tell what somebody's tone is when it's like through just texting or like media.
Yeah.
But this leads to a lot of like it's not like major arguments, but like with some of my close friends, I'm just like they'll say something and I'm like, why did you say it like that? And then they'll explain themselves and it's like it wasn't they were trying to be mean, you know?
Yeah.
So
That
that creates
is, yeah. So that is perfectly. What is digital footprint and how is it used?
Yeah. Okay, so digital footprint. What is a digital footprint?
You know,
I'm sorry.
like a literal footprint, it's there, you know, and it stays there even
Yes.
though you keep going forward with your with your path, right? And then you go back, and you'll still see those footprints. Like that's what it is. It's just on social media, like
Stuff you put on the internet that stays there forever. It leaves a footprint,
yeah,
and as you go into the future, you'll look back on the past and see what you did like
Yeah.
years ago, like 5 years ago.
yeah. It's cringy. It is so cringy. You guys ever go back through your Snapchat or like pictures,
Yeah.
and then or like this was you like 3 years ago or 2 years ago. I'm like, oof.
This is when to turn off my Snapchat notifications.
Yeah, I did that too.
Oh yeah, but also like what is the what's it called? Like it can really sabotage you in terms of going into your work life and your professional life.
Like that Harvard thing,
Yeah.
that Harvard post of they didn't accept someone into the university.
Yeah,
Was
that
it
video.
Harvard?
Yeah, it was Harvard.
Yeah.
No, they already got accepted.
Uh-huh.
But while like the year was starting,
I forgot.
yeah, they like these group of students, they created like this like page on Facebook where they like uploaded like really like things like memes and stuff and other things, but the things that they would post, they weren't like they were like really like mean and like racist, like homophobic stuff, which I don't know, for a Harvard student, like it's pretty hard to get in that school, and for you to just like do something dumb and stupid like that.
Yeah.
Use your opportunities. Be careful what you put on the internet.
Yeah.
kids.
No, yeah. That goes in line with what you said about cancel culture.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, because it's like I don't know the story, so I literally can't talk for
No,
them.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like I can't say like, oh, that was in the past.
Yes.
You don't know how recent that was or how that situation went.
How they have evolved as a person.
Yeah, yeah. We also a lot of conflict isn't our conflict, and we can't really say anything, do anything.
Yeah.
It just
Not saying something is the best thing to do if you don't want to get yourself in conflict.
yeah, you know. Sometimes keeping your mouth shut is just
Minding your own business.
yeah.
Yes.
That's not your business.
The question is, in what ways can collaborative digital workspaces be an advantage or cause problems for a profession? And so Bezwit interviewed her brother.
Hello, my name is Kyle Mingsu. I'm a recent computer science graduate, and I'm currently interning as a software developer. I've been interning at my current company since pretty much I was in high school, but I've been asked to answer a couple of questions about digital literacy and digital workspaces, so I'll do my best to answer these questions. So the first question was, in what ways can collaborative digital workspace be an advantage or cause problems for a profession? So digital workspaces can definitely increase, efficiency and collaboration, and it allows you to work with people that you otherwise probably wouldn't work with. For example, I have coworkers in Asia, and then I have coworkers all over the country that I have never met or seen in person. And without digital workspaces, this would not be possible. And information is available to you instantly, and I think that is the main advantage of digital workspaces. One problem I would see with it, or the main problem, is security. Digital workspaces are pretty vulnerable to people who might want to steal information or anything like that. So I would say that's the main problem with it. And then the second question is, do you think you had enough digital literacy skills going into your job? I would say no, because when I started my internship, I was still in high school, and I wasn't even aware of digital literacy skills. I would say I got better as I got older, and then I spent more time, in the IT software world. I would say my skills got better, and definitely after COVID or the pandemic, my skills got better. I would say because we moved into a fully virtual workspace. In fact, I haven't even been back in office for almost 3 years now. So I would say my skills definitely got better as I went along, and I definitely don't think I had enough skills going into my job that I was willing to learn and get better. If that makes sense. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for listening.
So what do we think about that? Like, where is our opinion on this? How can it be collaborative and be an advantage, or how can it cause like problems?
Okay. So I feel like it can be really good in terms of trying to get people involved, even if they're not physically able to be there.
Yeah.
So that's like a good advantage of it.
Especially, I would also say that a digital workspace can be very advantageous if we encounter like another pandemic. I think that it would save people from losing their jobs, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's also very good to have like both in person and digital like opportunities, especially because it's like against that pandemic. Like you never know, you really never know. It could happen again for all we care. Like, yeah. It could. It's also again with that miscommunication. It just creates a bigger space for miscommunication.
Going back to those digital literacy skills, knowing how to use your punctuation marks. I say that again because that will save you from conflict with your colleagues,
Yes.
Yeah.
especially if you're like online
Yes.
in a Zoom meeting. You type something in the chat, and it doesn't sound very nice.
Oh my god, have you guys?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Ever seen the like where it's like let's eat grandpa and then like let's eat and then the comma grandpa because it's like let's eat grandpa sounds like we're gonna be eating grandpa
Yeah.
and then the let's eat grandpa like let's go eat grandpa. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know where I saw that. That was I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what came to
They
mind.
should put a little exclamation mark. Let's eat.
Yeah.
I think like a digital workspace would be great for people who are like have like difficulties getting to work, whether it be like transportation or like disabilities that may make it hard for you to do like laborious work.
Yeah.
I think a digital workspace is great for like people who could do like their online stuff without having to go anywhere, you know?
Yeah.
Motherhood,
Yes. Oh
Oh
my
my
gosh.
god. Yeah. I was like, motherhood.
maternity leave,
Yeah. You could. Yeah.
especially with like how short maternity leave is,
Yeah.
and how like sad that can be leaving your child, your baby, at home, and having to go to work like
Yeah. Right away.
right away.
Yeah.
I think the digital workspace can really be beneficial for that.
How does social media benefit a person? And what are the drawbacks?
Hate.
Oh yes.
Yes. Hate.
Mhm.
My computer's about to die.
Or like fake news,
Yeah.
spreading lies about
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
Social media is also a place where miscommunication can also happen on a variety of different levels.
Yeah.
Certain levels.
It's also very scary when it's news. Like you expect it to be as truthful as you like think or it can be, but sometimes people be exaggerating stuff just to either sometimes it's to hide other stuff, which is even
Yeah.
scarier when like people are making some news more.
But
Sorry.
an advantage of some like pros would be like expressing your opinions, voicing your thoughts,
Expressing yourself.
making heard the unheard.
Yes, queen.
How does the media influence personal and cultural identity?
It's personal because you get to learn a lot more about like what you like and what you don't like. Sometimes like sometimes like just being where you are, like we're in Kansas, like we're limited to a lot of stuff. Like bro, right now it's not we can't even go outside to a cafe. Like we were supposed to film this in a cafe.
It was supposed to be so cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like sometimes you're limited to so much and you can't really explore the world on your own.
Yeah.
So that's where social media is also very like it's an advantage because you get to explore more. But you just don't get to experience it.
I feel like in terms of like personal identity, it shows you like you know some things like get very trendy and you feel like you gotta follow that
Yeah.
to be like considered like I don't know cool or something. I don't know. But I feel like growing up, I was very much like a YouTube girly, so I like doing everything that I saw on YouTube. It's not very good. Sometimes like it's positive influence, but sometimes it's like negative.
Yeah, there's a positive and a negative to everything. What about cultural identity? How do you guys think that media influences cultural identity?
I would say that I don't know if this answers a question, but sometimes we see how different cultures are portrayed, and sometimes they're kind of exaggerated.
Yeah.
And I think that's also something that can cause hate on the internet.
Yeah.
Or like pity.
Yeah. Which is just just again depends on how it's presented
Yeah.
and how it's
Not yeah. I was gonna say yeah, not to be negative, but yeah, like what you were saying, like media sometimes influences how people view other cultures and um like groups of people. On TikTok, we know how like how big
Yeah.
TikTok is, and I see like a lot of like jokes and like stuff and like stereotypes online about like cultures, and yeah, like sometimes those jokes are like sometimes some of them are like I guess you could say funny. Some of them though like are just stereotypes that are like have been really dragged along and are like
They're
sometimes like
just offensive at that point.
yeah, and some at some point there is like a line that some people cross, a lot of people cross, and because of how much those stereotypes are portrayed, a lot of people just automatically assume that like little children, adults, grown adults,
Yeah.
and I think that like that definitely can mess up things.
Yeah, now that you say that, like
Children in media.
children
Yeah.
in media. We can talk about that.
Yeah.
How scary that is because it's like it
Yeah.
literally forms the way they think. If you think about it, 'cause they're
Yeah.
being so influenced, and especially depending on how their parents are like how much they're allowing their kids to explore the digital world.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be negative because they're so gullible.
Yeah.
I know,
They
yes.
believe everything.
Yes.
Man.
You know, this is kind of dumb. Well, a little. This is kind of dumb, but on TikTok, there's like these Sephora 10-year-old kids that is trending online right now. I know this is kind of a dumb example, but a lot of those kids, I saw it when I went to, I think I went to Ulta once, and there was like a bunch of 10-year-old kids there, like getting excited over like things they see on TikTok, and like I was like there like wanting to like look at some of the stuff too, but like they were exactly on TikTok how they are, they're exactly like that, and that kind of goes in a lot of like young people, I guess a lot of people our age as well, but like these like these kind of like new generations in our generation, a lot of people are being like influenced online not only by with physical goods
Yeah.
like stuff from Ulta, but also like I've seen a lot of kids online and people my age that like have really low self-esteem, that have a lot of like have a lot of like
It's a great topic to touch on.
yeah, because like there's like a lot of like
Beauty standards.
that's where I was looking. Yes, beauty standards that little kids are growing up with, and a lot of them like do things themselves and touchy topic, but self harm, lots of suicide, depression, mental yeah, and I know I touched on Sephora 10-year-old kids, but like not only that, but like some of them just get influenced by what they see online and they want to be like those okay, like those it girls,
Yeah.
Yeah.
people in general that portray that they have perfect lives on social media, and also with like physical appearance as well, and they want to be like that, and they end up falling in like bad places mentally and maybe physically. I think that
Yeah, that's
definitely
also like
portrays.
a very again, it's a very touchy subject because it's also like a lot of like mental illnesses right now are being really like idealized or
No,
like
yeah, they're being like romanticized
yeah
in a way.
yeah. And it's bad because there's people that like kids that might think that self-harm is just like
Yeah.
a trendy thing when it's
No,
like
yeah.
it's an issue and that's not cute like
No, it's not something to brag about.
yeah it's not like
Mhm.
especially when there's people out there who actually self-harm and like are struggling to just wake up like there's people who are actually struggling and you think it's just a joke and it's not.
I think that also ties into the question before. It says, how does social media benefit person and what are the drawbacks? I think you guys are touching on that.
The drawbacks,
Yeah.
definitely.
Drawbacks,
Yeah.
Those are some.
This might just be my hot take, but I feel like there's way more drawbacks than there is positive things. And I've been trying to implement it in my life because I feel like I was really addicted to social media. And since I kind of grew up with it without it like being like my parents didn't really monitor and my like most of my social media usage. And so I'm trying to monitor it on my own because it was really affecting the way I was thinking, the way I was thinking about myself, the way I was thinking about others. And so I feel like it's like this is a wake up call. Like we gotta really be careful about what we consume because what we consume is like that's what makes us who we are. So
I
that's
agree.
there's a big drawback there.
I also didn't have, my parents didn't monitor my social media
Yeah.
intake as a child.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Me neither. Yeah. Like, and even me now, like there's periods where I just delete all of my social media because it's like I can't do it. I start comparing myself too much, and there's that internal conflict, and it's too much for me, and I can't personally deal with it, so I just delete it all.
I've been doing that.
Yeah.
I just use it on my laptop, like if I need to check something. But if it's on my phone, I'm just like I feel like I have to open it.
Yeah, like it's just like it's addictive. It's scary too because like a lot of people are being so like they're literally addicted to their phones at this point, and it's scary.
Do you guys think parents should monitor their child's social media intake? How much, what they view?
Yeah.
Or like if,
I feel
or
like
just vocalize.
I feel like vocalizing it, making it something that they're aware of, like not exactly going through their phone and being all up in there because like that just breaks a barrier, like trust barrier right there with your parents. But making sure that you're communicating with them correctly and like not in a negative tone again, because it's like that could be very misinterpreted and you could break your trust with your kids. But definitely like monitor.
I wish I had somebody to tell me, like when I was younger, that you're gonna see stuff online, like the pretty life or like the perfect,
The Barbie life.
yeah, the Barbie life or the perfect girl. But I mean, you're you, and you can't really change much about yourself. You just like
Just embrace who you are.
embrace who you are.
Mhm.
Like you're pretty in your own way.
Yes.
People have like different kinds of like attractiveness. I would say.
Yes.
And there's people, there will be some, because I know there's people that are just changing their appearance to get into a relationship or find love or whatever. And it's like there will be someone out there for you. Somebody will like you. You just gotta be patient. That's all you gotta do. Be patient.
I wish personalities would actually be like I wish personalities would be more exemplified, like positive personalities. Like instead of like looks, I wish like the like social media like showed more just like realistic life.
Yeah.
Also the bad parts because when you're in the bad parts, you feel like it's never gonna be over, but everything like has its own time that it will like eventually like get better. And so I wish the social media showed more of that side rather than the perfect sunshine,
Yeah.
all that.
Hey Julia, I'm about to start in about 5 minutes. Are you on your way? The seats are kind of starting to get full.
That was such a good presentation. I think so too.
I'm sorry, I can explain. I didn't mean to show up this late.
Why didn't you show up? You were supposed to be my friend.
I'm sorry, I am your friend. I don't know why. I can explain. Just
I always show up to your competitions, but you can't show up for me once.
I'm sorry.
I
let me
cannot deal
talk
with this.
to you.
Bye.
Should we say thank you for listening, guys?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. We appreciate
Thank you for
you.
listening. I hope you enjoyed.